So, on our full podcast episodes, we almost always play a game, and one of our favorite games is Make It, Mod It, Mock It. So, in this segment, we discuss three Lego sets, but there's a catch. We have to place all three sets into separate categories of Make, Mod, and Mock. Make It is a set that you would just build and keep as is. Mod It means that we'll mostly build the set, but maybe we'll just modify it a little bit. We'll customize it, upgrade it, modify it in some way. And then lastly, mock it. It's a set that we would simply use for parts in our own collection for mocks. So for this release group, we're going to talk about how our team and how our uh,
Patron.
patrons, and how our patrons organize these sets into their own lists, and we'll also pick only one set each for what me and Clay personally, will make
Yeah.
mod and mock.
Which this is tough. Like normally we only have three sets that we just easily slot in. Like looking at a
Yeah.
dozen plus, I'm like, oh, this is tough to only choose like one that I would make modern mod.
Yeah, this is really, really hard. But
So we can start with make it. And before we have to make
mhm.
our decisions, we in our Patreon Discord, we had post polls, which is available to some tiers of membership, and we released a poll asking like you had to pick three sets that you would make, three you would mod, three you would mock, and then we also will discuss kind of people's overall favorite, whatever criteria they used. But the make it like overwhelming results on this one, far ahead of the pack was Game Boy. This is the set that everybody's like, I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna leave it as is.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Totally.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would even go about modifying this. I also
Right.
don't think these parts are very useful in anything besides the Game Boy. Though, aren't the two A and B buttons like little pink hats?
Oh, I think they might be.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. But I
But
mean, I
no,
agree with you.
this,
Like, how
yeah,
would you really mod this one?
yeah,
Like, there's you can, make a bigger display or something like that, but it's like you can't really make your own lenticular screens.
no.
I could totally see
Oh,
people perhaps taking the screen and doing like like a little scene from a game.
yeah, a
That's
little
the
mosaic or something. That'd
exactly,
be
yeah.
cool.
But this one totally made sense to me as like the one that was far ahead of the pack. Some of the other ones, also, I was like the upscaled Santa figure got a lot of votes too, which I agree, like makes sense as the
Hmm.
one you're just gonna set and put on display. Were you surprised to see Death Star was toward the top of this list as like just a make as is?
Uh, Actually, that does surprise me a
Right.
little bit
Uh-huh.
because for me, this set is like the most obvious mod.
Hmm. And
Eh,
you've seen so many criticisms of it, like why isn't it a whole sphere, a half sphere?
Yeah,
So I was
I've
kind of
been in the
surprised.
trenches. I've been in the trenches of these, like, just reading the arguments because I wanted to make a review as like holistic as possible,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm surprised to see it that high, but honestly, it's a great set. So like you
Yeah.
will enjoy making it. Like, and I guess if you could only just pick one to magically make, you're gonna have a
Well,
lot of
yeah,
fun with
you're
it.
gonna
Like,
want the $1,000 one too.
yeah, exactly.
But I will say for me, like my make it was no, I really wasn't that torn, honestly. I was gonna say I was a little torn between Gizmo and Game Boy, but no, Game Boy is the one for me. Like that's what I would make straight out the box, leave it as is, and I would be
Mm,
super thrilled to have it.
that's totally fair. For me, it's Gizmo.
Oh, really? Oh,
I
that makes sense.
I love that gizmo. I think it's so freaking cute. Like
Yeah.
that to me is a buy. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it day. I haven't bought anything day one in a long time,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's a little overpriced at $110. So but will it go on sale? I don't know.
Ideas is kind
Ideas?
of, yeah, you never
Yeah.
really know. But like I said before, even if you just wait for a certain time of year, like, oh, this is a gift with purchase I would love,
Hmm.
even if you're still buying it at full price, at least you're getting something
True,
with
true.
it that you
Or
want.
double VIP. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes, okay, do you find, total tangent, but do you find that sometimes the fact that Lego does offer all these like GWPs and
Hmm.
like they offer these like WVIP points, sometimes even triple VIP points, does it ever make you actually like not purchase something intentionally like to wait?
Yeah, totally.
It's
Like I
totally
pretty
killed
much
my
only
buying.
buy when there is a specific reason. I don't think there's ever
Me
really been a
too.
set, like even sets I'm excited about. I know that for the most part they'll be on the market at least a year. So, and I'll be honest too, like lots of those sets that are loved and talked about, usually I can scroll my Instagram feed and see all sorts of people building them and excited about it. So I'm like, I'll just kind of ride off their high until it lines up with the time I'm ready to make the purchase.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. And I feel like I don't know what the answer is there for like Lego. I'm sure they get enough day one buys that they're not concerned about it.
Oh yeah,
But it is interesting. Yeah, that would be my make though. Love
totally
Gizmo.
makes sense. Yeah. Gizmo, Game Boy for us, and then Game Boy and Death Star for the patrons. So
Hmm.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
What about mod though? This one I feel like there's so many different answers people have because we all have like the themes we love. So anything from the patron polls here that stuck out to you?
The
What's
fact
the
that
most
Death Star
surprise?
got 0 votes is
That's just wild.
shocking to me.
I
It's like
guess.
shocking to me. That's like the number one set that like sticks out to me to mod. I guess
Yeah.
the other thing I would think of would maybe be the gingerbread AT-AT, but just
Hmm.
like to like make more gingerbread stuff. I don't know if that's
Oh yeah.
modifying it though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess yeah. There's an element of like it's just putting it all landscape, modifying it. So we always talk about what that line could be. But there were a
Mhm.
few votes for that gingerbread AT-AT.
Yeah.
So
Most votes though were for the actual little gingerbread, the little festive one that I just kind
that
of hated
really
on.
intrigued me, right?
What do you
Because
do with it?
I think, well, it's kind of cool because the way that it is it opens. So it's like an enclosed house or it's hinged, so you can make it almost look kind of like two
Oh,
houses side by
really?
side.
I didn't realize that.
So I feel like there's opportunity there to like even if you buy two of them, you can like make a really cool gingerbread.
Hmm.
And it's also kind of square. So I feel like you could
Hmm.
add a lot of interesting architecture, like really dress up the roof, have some cool slopes and arches in it. So I think you could take what's out of the box, especially since it's one of the cheaper sets we've talked about today, and then like really expand it, go ham, reshape it, and it has those medium nougat parts. So if you want to build gingerbread, like
True.
you got a little stack of them right there.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Actually, could be a good mod for that, or a good
Hmm.
mock for that reason. Um,
The
was
other
there
one
anything else that surprised you from
I would
this
say it
list?
wasn't a surprise, but the Holiday Express train was like also toward the top of the votes here. And I think for a lot of the reasons you and I talked about, like just doesn't feel super substantial. And then with any train, like just add more train cars to it. I'm sure some of these mod votes were also like, hey, I would motorize this thing like it should be motorized. So that
Mhm.
one kind of made sense to me too.
That's true. That actually does make sense, and it's interesting to me that Game Boy and Gremlins, Gizmo got 0%
Right.
of people
Because
voting because they're
what are you going to
perfect.
mod?
They're perfect sets. We're gonna
Totally.
make them.
Mm.
So which one would you mod then?
This one, I actually went with Morticia's Cottage. And
Ooh,
part of it is
ooh,
because I
okay.
love the mini dolls. So like I would already want these mini dolls. In the show itself, obviously the cottage is a whole lot larger than this. And so I think just really upscaling it is what I would love to do. Like I love the colors, I love the parts that are here, love the mini dolls, the car. So I would just like really like to uplift it. You could have a little bit of landscaping. There's like some dark and gloomy trees that would really set the tone, but then really
Hmm.
like actually lifting all of the floors up a little bit. And you also kind of talked about how it felt. What was the word? Classic, old school. I don't know which adjective
Yeah,
you
a little bit.
used.
Well, not really like classic to me. I don't know like what era do we determine classic, but
Yeah,
it feels like 10 years ago Lego to me in
yeah,
design.
yeah. That would not be classic, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, absolutely not.
Mm.
But I like the colors. I like kind of where it's at, but I feel like you could go further. Like even
Hmm.
the whatever you would call them, like the little spikes up there, like they look fine. But I would like to do so much more with it. The windows, like add some sills to it. So I would love to take this, be inspired by it, keep the mini dolls obviously because they're incredible, and then just like really blow it out and make it even more impressive.
Yeah, that's a great mod. I could also see this being like so many other sides like Wednesday themed houses, you
Mm,
know?
yeah,
You could really like spookify this in like other ways or even just make it like a normal black house, you know?
totally.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you have
that's a good one.
one that like stuck out to you as this is what I want to mod?
See, like for me, the Death Star was the obvious answer, but like
But
nobody else thought that. But
and
for me,
for
that's my
you,
answer.
like what is the obvious way you're gonna mod it? Is it the half sphere?
So I think to like have the other side be a complete sphere is, I mean, it's so out of my parts like budget.
Right.
Like this would probably be another $1,000, but like it would be so cool to be like able to have a full mock of like that full sphere. And there's actually, you know what? So Paul Pettifer on Rebrickable is currently making the Death Star half sphere starter set. And it's basically just like the half sphere
Wow.
like empty, but then their plan is to actually, I think, to like make the full exterior eventually. I think they have to get their hands on the set first. So this set, this mod is probably
Gotcha.
come in at least a month from now. Let's be realistic, unless
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
like crazy good modder. But it would also just be really fun to just figure out how to make a super accurate
Yeah.
exterior.
And I do feel like the Death Star set really captured like all of the most iconic scenes, but I'm sure you could like stop and think about one that would maybe like that you could add to it or even swap
Hmm.
out. I'm not gonna say, maybe like when Darth Vader was unmasked was not where I was going with that, but
I still think they should have had Vader smiling in the set. I think it was the perfect opportunity. When he's unmasked, you like only see him smiling in that movie, in that scene, because it's one
I'm
scene.
not saying anything, so I'm gonna let you just take all this space to add more incorrect takes on top of your existing ones.
Okay, okay, but imagine if like on the other side, okay, so you mod the half sphere and then you could have like a really micro scale like trench run.
Oh, actually, that would be really cool way to mod some of this is just having like smaller scale ships that are outside of the Death Star. So
Yes,
like
someone
the
did this.
oh, I
Faraway
love it.
Bricks. Faraway Bricks is a LAN member, and one thing
Uh-huh.
I love their LAN account. They do stuff that's so unique. And so what they did, they actually do this with like all the sets they review, is just modify it. They're
Yeah.
like the Lego modder, I think, the Lego set modder.
Oh yeah, I
And
love this
they
stuff.
took like little mini like ships and like have them like flying off the sides. It looks so good.
Oh,
You
I'll
should
have to
check out
look that
Faraway
up.
Bricks.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds exactly like what I was envisioning in my mind.
Hmm. But yeah, that would be good.
Yeah,
Now,
so it makes sense as a mod.
which of these sets would we be most excited to add to our parts collection? So just like looking
Yes.
at the actual like parts of them, which one would we like mock?
This one was tough for me, and I will say actually, our patron poll, the top two answers were the two I was really torn between, which was the mineral collection and the family Christmas tree.
Mm,
Like immediately right away, those leaf parts on the family Christmas tree, like who does not want these as part of their collection?
that's yeah, that's a great answer because like all those transparent pieces are really cool
Hmm.
and all those leaf pieces are really cool. That's
And
like
and
kind of
also
obviously the top two.
the family Christmas tree has incredible Christmas sweater parts as well as
Mm.
the spaceman parts we talked about too. So like you're gonna get some good mini figures in addition to the new mold.
No one said the Death Star in our Patreon poll, but I mean anyone that buys this just for parts,
Or yeah,
that's kind of
they
nuts,
don't
but I'm
exist.
sure someone does. There must be someone that like
So
buys multiple copies. I don't know. And I could see like all those like bigger gray parts. Like you could make a really good mock out of it, probably.
yeah, and I mean, like, doesn't every Star Wars set come with great parts
Okay, fair
you
enough,
have to
fair
get around
enough,
the Death Star?
fair enough, fair enough.
I will
Okay,
say, when you did this review, the part selection was pretty low, right?
okay,
Was
I
it a
scored it
two or
very
a one?
low. It was a one. I almost scored it a zero, actually.
Yikes.
The only reason why I didn't, it's literally the lowest bar that they climbed, but UCS sets, I know like recently they haven't, but like there was a period of time when
Hmm.
UCS plaques had a sticker instead of a print. And that is just like
Oh yeah, yeah.
so bad to me. And this has a nice print, and not only does it have a nice print, I know there have been a lot of sets where the like print has had incorrect information on it, and I double checked. The information is correct, and it's printed. It's literally the lowest bar, but like there was like another like couple cool little pieces there. But
Hmm.
for an $1,000 set, it's like there were
Yeah,
no new parts, and I think there were
yeah.
like only a small handful of recolors.
But in a way, we were talking about stuff being like locked behind a paywall, like those leaf elements. So I guess it's kind of nice that there aren't parts that are only in $1,000 set and will be inaccessible to a lot of people.
For sure. No, I totally agree with that. But for actually like mocking, I do agree that probably the mineral collection or the Christmas tree. I would probably take the Christmas tree, to be
Yeah.
honest.
We had a few votes too for that bouquet of pink roses. So I think the
Mm,
recolors in that stood out to people. And then actually quite a lot of votes for both Wednesday sets. So I don't know if people are like
okay.
loving the mini dolls, if maybe they're like me and like spooky stuff. So there are definitely perhaps some parts in these Wednesday sets that are worthwhile.
Who is the one person that said that Gizmo, would be tossed into their parts collection.
Well, remember, this isn't just like some of y'all treat the market as like this is a trash set. That might have been they saw like, oh, look how all these beautiful light nougat parts, or
Okay,
maybe
okay,
there's
okay.
like these slopes or mud guards, or
The
so it's
eye print.
possible. Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
true. You could actually probably make some cool like creatures with this. Actually, that's
yeah.
fair. That's
Well,
fair.
yeah, I bet you could actually make some awesome little molded or sculptured creatures from just the parts in that alone. So again,
Yeah,
rebrickable.
totally.
We'll see in the coming months what people are coming up with.
No, this is not a terrible like wave month for parts, but
No,
it's not great either. It's not anything
no.
like super. Probably the leaf piece in the Christmas tree is like the
Yeah,
most
that's the
significant.
standout. The
Yeah.
Game Boy apparently does have a new mold, but it's just
Oh,
a
right.
6x8 tile, which is printed. It's like, okay. So, and so your market was also Mineral Collection. We're both on the same page with this one.
No, we're not.
Oh, what was yours?
Not the family Christmas tree.
Oh, we're basically on the same
Yeah,
page.
yeah,
We're just
yeah.
splitting hairs here.
No, no, truly, truly. It is a toss up for me with those two.
Well, we just want to end then with kind of we asked a question of what everyone's favorite set was. They only had one option here. We said use whatever criteria you want to use. Um,
Oh,
and there was actually a clear-cut winner.
was there? Wait, I
Yeah,
actually don't know this.
it was the Holiday AT-AT with Darth Vader, our gingerbread one.
You know what? I like that that was the winner.
Yes,
I hope
agreed.
that Lego hears this message that like people like these like fun Star Wars sets.
Hmm. And ones that are a little bit more reasonably priced. Like this one is not, I think we always think anything could be cheaper, but it's not an $80 set, It's something that feels more affordable. So it's one that I
Hmm.
can see. I think actually I might have voted for this as my favorite as well, if I'm not mistaken. So like I totally get this.
Do we have any other percentages on that? Like which ones were
So
also pretty
actually,
popular?
that was the one that got the most votes, and then only three other sets got votes for favorite, and they all ended up
Really?
somehow. The way that this broke down was they all tied. The three that tied for second place was the Game Boy, the Death Star, and the shock for you is the Festive Gingerbread House that you were like, what? And skimmed past earlier. So
Wait, what? That's interesting to me. I mean, okay, I have to look at this set again. Is it really that good?
I
Is there
mean,
something I'm
yeah,
missing?
I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe we'll review it one day and dig into it and be really surprised. So yeah, that's what we have from our patrons and also some of our team members. It is that gingerbread AT-AT is the winner for October 1st. But
Hmm.
I mean, like we talked about, there's some awesome sets, stuff for everybody here, all sorts of random themes, resurrected themes like Stranger Things. So lots of cool stuff for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is a solid wave. It's not
Absolutely.
like there's definitely some hitters in here, and of course there's the freaking $1,000 Death Star. So
Right.
like everyone's gonna be talking about this wave, and I'm pretty sure that November and December are usually slower, right? Am
November
I?
definitely is. I'm not 100% sure about December, but we shall see. And I
December we
mean, it
get a
makes sense.
modular though.
Oh, yes. I wonder if it'll be a December 1st or a January one this year.
I think
I hope
December.
it's a December.
Hmm.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us for a special episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And we also actually would love y'all's feedback. So, this is something new that we tried out. So, whether you watched it on YouTube, if you listen to it alone, let us know like what worked really well, what ideas you have, whether we should keep make modding and mocking it, or any other thing that we should do when we talk about a new wave of releases.
Yeah, we would definitely like to do this like every month, we think, for just like new releases for sets. And yeah, they'll be fun. And also, we have an episode with Duck Bricks releasing this week, a full episode where we play games, have discussions about collecting, about how to organize and hang your Lego sets, considering I don't know if you know Duck Bricks and his collection, but he hangs his sets from the sky. So yeah, it's a good episode.
Awesome. We'll be sure to check that out. We'll have many more episodes to come this season. We got some great guests planned and more fun stuff like this that we're going to try out. So
Mhm.
keep sharing ideas with us. Stay in touch with us, either at Tips and Bricks on Instagram and YouTube, and also consider joining our Patreon, where you can take part in some of these fun polls and conversations as well.
Yes, and if you enjoyed today's episode, we'd also love for you to rate, review us, like, subscribe, do all the things. And so, yeah, leaving reviews, it just like helps listeners like you find us. So yeah, like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm I almost said I'm
I
Clay.
was waiting for you to read it. Like he's gonna do it. He's gonna do
Until next
it.
time, I'm Clay with Evan. Until next time, I'm Evan with Clay signing off. Happy building.